Okay, so we're back.
Hola.
Editing Alex here. We forgot to say this is Queens of the Paddock, an F1 podcast.
And a wine refill.
But we're back. Sorry.
Are you going to sneeze on me?
I thought I was going to, but then I didn't.
Okay. Fair enough.
So, now we're going to talk about Tauri, and they were 9th.
Which is shocking. So sorry. Before we get into this, like, Alex had said this. She was like, I think in our first episode together, I was like, oh, we're doing this in Alex's order, but it's actually in the grid placement order of 2022.
2022, yeah.
And when I saw them next, I literally looked
Down
at her and
that
I was
low.
like, wait.
You're like, this is out of order.
Yeah.
This is wrong.
Wrong. And she was like, no, they were really that bad. And now that I like look back and I reflect on the season, I guess that's true because Yuki was in the wall like every
half
other weekend.
the time.
Yeah.
Poor him.
I know.
Oh,
Like,
bless him.
Which we'll talk more about this, but my view of Yuki is he is the Tasmanian devil.
Yeah, which I think is a great depiction.
Yeah.
Of
And
who
even
he is
kind
as
of
a
the way he
person.
looks, like the shaggy.
Yeah, and like he kind of has like a short neck where I feel like the Tasmanian devil doesn't have a neck.
Yeah. He's just like,
It's like a head out of like a body, and that's like him.
you're going to have to cut that out. I look like an idiot. Doing.
No, we don't cut anything. Okay, so Tauri started in 2006, and it was originally called Toro Rosso, which means Red Bull
Yeah.
in Italian.
Which was hard for me because I don't know. I like Toro Rosso. I know we changed
I like
it,
Toro Rosso.
but that was like that's the vibe I've like every time I think of it. That's what I think of.
Right, and so Tauri is actually the clothing brand that Red Bull had come up with, and they wanted to like market their clothing brand through their F1 team. This is free marketing.
Oh yeah,
and so they changed it to Tauri, but I don't know. This clothing brand, which I did some digging on.
I was about to ask you that because you're more of like the clothes person than I am.
Yeah,
so
and like
I've seen,
so usually like so whenever like Pierre and Yuki would show up like to the paddock, they're wearing Tauri 9 times out of 10.
Really?
And it's very like minimal. It's very minimalist, which is like not my vibe, but
maybe it's my vibe. Maybe
it might be your vibe. You might need to look.
You know me.
But
I'm pretty simple.
It is super expensive.
Like, what are we talking? Louis Vuitton?
Like $200 for like a hoodie. It's kind of expensive.
Kind of.
But their
if I
whole
like
shtick is like it's innovative materials.
So like recycled water bottles?
I don't even know. Like I tried to read into it and it was like I don't know, is it water repellent or is it doing something for you? I just think it's like it's a nice material and it's like a heavyweight material, but it's super pricey, and to me I'm like I don't need any of that.
Maybe it's like used tires from F1 races.
That would be interesting.
And if it was, I feel like you'd be all about it.
If it was like this sweater was made with like
kind of
one
like
of Pierre's little tires. Yeah, okay, I could see that, but I don't think it's that.
Because I bought my husband.
I don't think it's that.
Because I bought my husband like the bottle openers. It's
yeah,
the handle,
which that's cool.
Or remember the wallet we bought him? It was like a mystery player of the.
And it was like part of their jersey or something. Like that's cool.
Exactly.
I can appreciate that. But this, I'm just kind of like, I think it's overpriced
apparel.
Yeah, it's just like a hoodie. I just I don't get the draw from it.
Like the bucket hat.
What bucket hat?
The guy with the splatter paint bucket hat.
Oh, well, I like that though.
I know, but it's
colorful.
Overpriced.
It is overpriced.
Yeah.
And that's why I was trying to make my own. Which I have several of my own.
You do.
But
exactly.
That did prove to be harder than it looked. Because a lot of the paints soak into the... You have to have the right base. Anyways, that's another topic. That's another topic.
Alex is a little salty.
I am.
Still.
I am. And that guy blocked me on Instagram.
No way.
He did.
And now we have a podcast. You should be like, now look at us.
I'm going to blow you up.
Yeah. Tag.
It's fine. Anyways, we're going to move past it. It's fine. But, okay, so Tauri used to be Toro Rosso. They changed their name to Tauri before 2020.
Okay, so before the
they've
pandemic.
been Tauri for 2 years, essentially.
Okay.
Going on 3.
Okay.
Headquartered in Italy. It's basically like they don't call it the junior team to Red Bull.
Yeah,
it's
but
more of a sister team, but I mean,
it's the junior team.
It's a junior team.
Because
they're basically using it as like a proving ground for any of the young drivers that are coming up.
I mean, literally almost everyone that has gone to Red Bull has started there. Like, come on.
So like I have a list. So Sebastian Vettel, Daniel Ricciardo, Daniel Kvyat, which is Kelly Piquet's former boyfriend / baby daddy.
Exactly. That is so salty to me.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
And like I feel like we'll get into that some more, but Kelly Piquet, I'm like, she's kind of like a groupie. That's like groupie vibes.
It is groupie. I just don't know how to I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how to unpack that yet.
It's a lot. It really is a lot on that one. But so Carlos Sainz too was on Toro Rosso. Max Verstappen, obviously, before he was in Red Bull.
So Sainz made the move from Red Bull to Ferrari.
No.
Who?
No, because remember he was at Renault. He went from Toro Rosso to Renault,
then
to McLaren.
Oh yeah. I totally forgot about that. Carlando, and then to Ferrari. And then to Ferrari.
Yeah.
So but he started been a while since he stepped out of the Red Bull,
right?
Thing.
But so he started out though in that like Red Bull racing crew of people.
Interesting. I guess I had kind of forgotten about that.
Yeah. So they have a lot of these people that they're bringing them into the team and then kind of testing them out before they either move them into Red Bull or like discard them. Essentially,
kind of like Gasly.
Yeah. Poor him.
But now he's gonna. I mean, to be honest, I feel like the move over to Alpine is a much better.
That's gonna be better for him.
It's a better fit.
I'm hoping it's better for him.
It's an all French team. Like both drivers are French.
Both drivers are French. The team is French.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be a better fit for him, and I think he was hoping to go back to Red Bull at a certain point, like whenever he went to Red Bull and then came back to Toro Rosso, AlphaTauri, whatever. Thing. But like, I don't think he really meshed with that crew.
I don't think so at all.
And they're super cutthroat. Cutthroat. Because they will literally, like, as I was doing all this research, like, I had not seen any other teams between AlphaTauri and Red Bull that, like, just cut people out in the middle of the season and replace them with people. Like, it's just like...
But yet, we're keeping Tsunoda.
We're keeping Yuki.
Considering the fact that he's always in the wall.
They see something in him. I don't know. You know what it might be? What? It might be the Japanese
funding.
That's
what
money.
I think they see.
That's what I think they see.
Yeah, because if not, like, I mean, how many points? Like, I don't even know,
so
Alex. Let's see.
So they ended up 9th in 2022. They scored 35 points.
Yeah.
In 2021, they scored 142 points and ended up 6th.
Okay, but I'm talking about Yuki, though.
I know, but I'm just saying,
points.
Like...
That's 10 more points than Latifi.
Right. It's not great.
No, but yet
she is not a Yuki fan.
No, I like Yuki.
I appreciate Yuki for his personality.
No, I appreciate him for his radio commentary.
And he's a big foodie. But we'll get into that.
Yeah, sorry.
So,
jumping ahead.
So before we go into Yuki, the last thing I really wanted to say just about the team in general is that the Red Bull founder passed away, like, recently. Dietrich, I should have looked up how to say this. Dietrich Mateschitz?
Was this the one that passed away during Coda?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it was, like, super recently, like a couple months ago.
Okay, because, it was Max won the day after...
He passed away.
Someone passed away.
And it was Dietrich.
In Red Bull or something.
Yes, okay. And they did a whole thing.
I remember that.
And they had like a moment of silence. And
Coda,
like, yes.
Exactly.
Yeah. So he was the Red Bull founder. He started like the energy drinks and all this stuff. Mm-hmm. And so after he passed away, there was a lot of rumors going around that they would sell the AlphaTauri team.
To who?
So one of the main ones.
Or what?
No, so one of the main ones was Andretti.
Ooh.
So, like, Mario Andretti, and then he's got a brother. I don't know what his name is. I think it also starts with an M. It's fine. But so the Andrettis have been wanting to join F1.
Which makes sense.
For a long time. Mm-hmm. And they were actually petitioning to do, like, an 11th team on the grid. So, and there was a certain point, which, like, again, we're, like, newer fans, so we don't know, but, like, there was a point in time when there was more than 10 teams. I think there was, like, 13. Yeah, I think there was, like, 13. So there was, like, what does that make? 26 drivers? Again, I'm not a... She's the accountant.
I'm not a calculator.
What's 13 times 2? It's 26.
26, but I'm not a calculator.
It's fine. That's easy math.
I know, but still, I
had to think about it.
No,
I had to think about it.
There's literally every single day of my life, people just throw numbers at me and they're like,
"You're an accountant,"
and I'm like, "You're an accountant." I'm like, "But I'm not a calculator."
But that's fair. Fair.
I'm not a calculator.
Fair. Neither am I.
Clearly,
for sure not. But so at a certain point in time, there was 13 teams, I think, and then there was 26 drivers. And so, anyways, they're trying to petition.
Like a lot of people. Maybe the cars were back when they were smaller, because
it's just smaller, because like they've gotten so much bigger.
Yeah, can you imagine 26
to fit? It's a lot,
especially on some of those tracks that are so
tight,
narrow,
like Monaco.
Monaco. Well, for sure Monaco, but I was thinking of Max's home track in the Netherlands.
The Red Bull place?
No.
Zandvoort.
Yes.
Zandvoort.
Yeah. Because, you know, like, and remember, like, we were looking at, like, on TV, and it literally looks like they're sideways.
Yeah. They're, like, super, like, anyways, it's crazy. But, so, Andretti was trying to get them to add another team, because they wanted to, like, enter. And the FIA says, no, we're not doing that. And so their next best option is to buy an existing team.
Okay, but my question is, then, did they get outbidded by Audi?
So Audi's coming in, but they're taking over, which we'll talk about, the Alfa Romeo title sponsorship.
Wait,
so,
what?
Yes.
I thought they were taking over Aston Martin.
No.
Oh.
That's Daddy Stroll. They're not taking over Daddy Stroll.
I did not know that. I'm like mind blown over here. Wait, they're taking over
Alfa? They're taking over Alfa Romeo. So Alfa, which we'll get into, that's a whole episode. But Alfa Romeo,
which has like quote unquote ties with Ferrari, right? Or no?
Yes.
Ish.
They have their power unit, but Alfa Romeo is not actually like the whole motor and everything and whatever. Like, they're not like a works team. Mm-hmm. They're just a title sponsor team. So it's
just
Alfa Romeo
money into
Sauber.
It to buy a bunch of stuff.
Right.
Oh, okay.
And then it's going to then be in 2026 Audi Sauber. I don't know how they'll actually like name it.
Yeah.
But
because that sounds terrible.
Yeah, don't use that. It's not catchy. Don't use that one. But they'll come up with something. But yeah, no. So that, like, they're actually taking over. Audi is joining, and Alfa Romeo is exiting.
Okay.
In that sense.
Okay.
But so, anyways, that was just a little rumor that was going around. But then Helmut Marko said that's not happening. No one's selling AlphaTauri. I mean, if Helmut Marko is somebody to listen to on that, I don't know. But he says they're not selling AlphaTauri. So
I feel like you never know until the day before they release.
Right, of course. Because they're constantly like, whenever Binotto was like, oh, there's a rumor Binotto's going to replace with Vasseur, and then he's like, no. And then literally Ferrari came out and was like, no, this has no like
substance
or whatever the phrasing they used. And then
3
literally
days
like
later, he's like, I'm out.
like, Binotto's out and he's being replaced with Vasseur. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
So there's wherever there's smoke, there's a fire.
I would agree with that for the most part.
It's
kind of like who had that epic accident on Drive to Survive?
Oh,
the last race of the season.
I can't ever say his name. Roman.
Yeah.
Grosjean. His name looks like romaine, and I think about romaine lettuce because I think about romaine lettuce a lot. It's fine.
Yeah.
But Roman Grosjean.
But it makes me think of that because remember when he got in the wreck, it was just smoke, and then next thing you know, he was literally
a ball of fire.
Yeah. We'll talk about that.
We will talk about that.
That was, I think that also like hooked me.
Yeah,
as bad as that is.
That might have been the episode where I was like,
this is real.
Perked up and like, what's happening?
No, but I think it put a lot of like reality of
the situation,
the cars and how fast they're driving, and the technology
and the danger.
That's what I think it was.
These people put themselves
before
through.
that,
it's
like,
crazy.
it just looked like Mario Kart, where everyone's like
just driving, like, bebopping around. Yeah.
But then you also think about, like, speaking of AlphaTauri, like, I mean, Yuki had that really kind of bad wreck last year. Remember where off the starting line, he, like, someone clipped him?
No, that was Joe. Wasn't that Joe?
Was it Joe?
It's Silverstone.
Was it Joe?
Yeah, where he flipped over and it was, like, terrible. And then he ended up in between, like, the barriers.
Google
Is that
this.
what you're I know for a fact.
You know for a fact. Let's fact check. Fact check. We're fact checking Alex right now. Please. Let's see. But yeah, that's what I'm talking about, is, like, the reality of these wrecks. Like, I mean, that was really bad.
That was really bad. I was watching that thinking that he was not going to walk out of that. And then he, like, showed up later on, like, that day, and he was, like, fine.
I want to say, I'm, like, 90% sure it was Yuki.
No, hold on. Look.
Was it Joe?
It was. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yes, that's exactly the one I'm talking about. Oh, man, I was so
at
wrong.
Silverstone.
Gosh. And that was, like, literally the start, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That was right off the start. That was crazy.
That was. Sorry.
That was crazy.
Derailed that. Wrong person.
Sorry. Yeah. Okay, so back to AlphaTauri.
Yeah.
Our segues are, like, wild. It's fine. Okay, so their team principal is Franz Tost. Franz Tost.
Okay.
And every time I read his name, I want to say French toast. Because
so true.
I'm always thinking about food.
Okay. I mean,
and I do like French toast.
I mean, you work in the food industry.
No, we're not saying where I work.
What? You do?
It's fine. I do. I sell food for a living.
Just saying. I mean, I wouldn't think of French toast.
I always think of French. I think of food in general. And you read his name, it says Franz Tost, French toast.
So it is true. I'm not arguing it. I'm just saying.
So he worked for BMW. He also worked for Williams before joining Toro Rosso whenever they started the team in 2006.
Okay. So work for Williams. Did he work under the daughter at Williams?
That I don't know. I'm assuming yeah.
Or maybe it was the dad? I don't know.
I'm assuming yeah, because I don't know how long she had been in charge.
Well, but she was involved for a really long time, right?
I mean, I would
assume so. It was a family business, so.
But he's been with the team since 2006, and so that makes him now currently too, like, he's one of the longest tenured principals. Yeah,
more than Toto.
Well, I don't know about more than Toto, but maybe.
Because Toto seems like he is, like,
been around forever.
A staple. Like,
but when did Mercedes? I haven't done my research yet on Mercedes. It's fine.
No, yeah.
But
these are all the questions we have.
We have lots of questions. We're gonna take that and we'll answer that question later.
Table it.
We're tabling that one. So most people say he's, like, hardworking and super professional, but he did have an incident that I read about that I thought was interesting.
Oh God.
So one of the first drivers that they had was this guy named Scott Speed, who was actually an American driver.
Is this the 2015 American driver? And then Logan's the most recent?
No. Okay. So the 2015 was Alexander Rossi.
Okay.
Was the most recent American driver before Logan.
Okay.
So this guy was before that. So Scott Speed. And then I guess he had some kind, I don't know what the incident was on track. Like, he got into an accident with somebody.
Okay.
Or something happened. And Tost was like, said some words to him. Well, then Scott Speed said he assaulted him personally.
Wait, what do you mean assaulted? Like verbally assaulted? Or
physically, like, assaulted him over this on-track incident.
He assaulted him on the track or afterwards?
Afterwards. And so then Toss
said... drive to
I know, we needed the Netflix cameras back then to really sort this out, because there's not a whole lot of information from, when was this? 2007? And there's not, like, video footage of this. But so Scott Speed, which, by the way, is, like, the best race car driver name I think I've ever heard. Scott Speed.
I don't know.
Do you know other ones that are better?
I just think it's too cliche.
I mean, I feel like if you're born, your name is Scott Speed, you're like, what do you want to be when you grow up? A race car driver.
Or an astronaut.
Or an astronaut. Or something that goes fast. I don't know.
Or what's the race car, not race car, race boat driver is called?
I don't know.
It's like
a
similar,
speedboat?
No, but it's similar. Like there's a whole thing of like kind of like a car where they go around those tracks.
Yeah.
I
we
mean,
used
you should
to
know this. You're from South Florida.
used to watch the boat races. I don't know what they call them.
Good question. I have no idea.
Anyway.
Sorry.
So Scott Speed, he alleged that Franz Tost physically assaulted him over this.
So French Toast assaulted the driver.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. And then Tost.
Wait, he was a principal or a driver?
He was a principal.
So the principal assaulted the driver.
Right.
Okay.
Is
That's
what
awkward.
the driver was alleging.
Well, did he take him to court?
No. So Tost came out and said, like, just denied everything, said that didn't happen. He had his words with him, but he didn't, like, touch him.
Yeah, but there's also verbal assault.
Sure.
Bullying.
Sure.
I mean...
But we're talking about F1. They're not, like, going to be nice to you and be like, hey, you know, that was not very great, what you did, like, blah, blah.
But bullying
like, this is
like bullying.
I know, but at the same time, it's like, you're an F1 driver. It's fine.
Put your big boy panties on.
Yeah. Deal with it. Well, so anyways, he then went to after the race interviews and like press conference or whatever, and was talking about the situation. And then he said, I don't ever want to drive for them ever again. Like, it was so bad, whatever. Well, come to find out, that was the last race that he actually drove with Alpha Tauri or Toro Rosso back then. Yeah.
So like after that
done. Out of here, 86, get rid of him.
So
He's
do you
gone.
think he was shamed? And like
no, they kicked him out. They were like, no, like get out, like you don't want to drive for us anymore. Like you're not going to drive for us anymore.
No,
it's
I know,
fine.
but then he didn't get picked up by anybody else.
No.
So he was kind of black
and then
sheep.
I did look into that guy for a minute, and like I think went and did NASCAR or did something else, like because he was American, right?
Yeah.
So he went back and did some other
or
stuff,
Indy or something like
right? He did something else, but he did not drive for them anymore, and that was the last race that he ever did.
Makes
and then
me wonder what
they actually mid-season
really
they replaced him with Vettel.
Oh,
on Toro Rosso.
Interesting.
So yeah, I thought that was a little interesting little tidbit about French Toast.
French Toast. That's what we're
that's his new name.
We're coining.
Franz Toast. Yes. Okay. French Toast.
French Toast.
From here on out.
We should get him the little, like, you know, the French Toast guy, the cereal in the US, the little guy with the hands that dances around. You should stick his face on. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
You need to Google this. Like,
are you talking about like Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
Yeah.
There's a guy?
Yeah. Look up
Hold
Kraft.
on.
You don't know who I'm talking about?
I know Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but I don't know
like
a guy.
The guy that was like, what was the Word document guy back in the 90s?
Like
Clippy?
Like Clippy.
Yeah. It's kind of Cinnamon Toast.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch mascot. Wait. Mascot.
Okay.
Oh my God, there is a guy.
Yeah. You're acting like I'm a lunatic.
No, I don't. I'd never noticed there was a guy.
Yeah.
That guy?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
If you're gonna coin him French Toast, then you need to like stick his face on him, and that will be his little gift.
That'll be one of the pictures on the Instagram post for this episode. I did not know that there was a guy.
Yeah, from Cinnamon Toast.
I love Cinnamon Toast Crunch, though.
I don't eat any of that. I'm a Honey Nut Cheerios girl. I care about my heart.
I do not. Again, I live for the vibes.
The vibe.
And Cinnamon Toast Crunch is more vibey than Honey Nut Cheerios.
Don't you think? He's like
of
dancing
course.
around. He's like Clippy.
Totally.
He gives me Clippy vibes.
He does. No, that picture I just pulled up of him, he does. He looks like Clippy.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So that's the principal side.
Yes. So they're drivers.
Okay. drivers.
Courtney's favorite.
Yeah.
Yuki Tsunoda.
Yes!
The Tasmanian Japanese devil.
The Tasmanian Japanese devil. I love it. And like you said, he kind of like the same body. The Tasmanian devil short.
Yeah.
Kind of like low to the ground. He's
I see it.
Like a tornado.
Just goes around, crashes into everything. Yeah. It's fine.
Everybody. I think he hit Gasly a few times this year.
Probably.
I
can't remember. So, he's 22 years old. He's Japanese. So, he actually finished 17th.
Okay.
In the drivers.
But I feel like he still had better vibes or like driving than like Latifi.
Yeah.
Latifi was just painful.
So I think he had like Yuki has his moments
where
he does really well.
Yeah, and then he crashes into a wall.
Right. And it's always super chaotic. Yes. But it's interesting.
And it's always the
like yeah, and it's always funny.
Yes. And
he's got this really like chaotic, like almost like I don't want to say angry, but like he comes off a little bit like
the Tasmanian devil.
Right.
It's like the Tasmanian devil isn't angry. It's like he can't help it.
Right. He can't control it.
He can't control it.
And that's exactly Yuki.
Yes.
He can't control it.
Exactly.
So this will be his third season in F1. He's been on AlphaTauri the whole time.
Yeah. Kind of playing around a bit, in my opinion.
I'm a little bit surprised they kept him around.
I know.
Which again leads me to say I think it's for
the money.
Yeah.
The sponsorship.
The sponsorships.
Because it's no secret. Think about Stroll.
Right.
Like, it is literally no secret you need to bring money into the team.
This is an expensive sport.
It is. I read one time, or I heard on average, like, per wreck, it's like $1 million fix.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
So think about it. Like, if you're not bringing $1 million in, money, yeah.
Like, forget about it. And then he wrecks a lot, so he just needs more.
Sponsors.
He needs more money.
Yeah.
But he's been backed by Honda since, 2016.
Which is easy.
When he
that's
was,
a Japanese
karting, whatever, doing all of that stuff before even getting into, F3, F2, or whatever.
So wait. So was AlphaTauri kind of like Red Bull where they had the
Honda powertrain?
No. The power unit from Renault.
Yes.
Yeah. So was Yuki part of the team then, or
no?
Did Yuki join the team?
He joined the team whenever. So Red Bull went from the Renault to the Honda.
Yeah.
And then he was in, I think, F2 at that point.
Okay.
And he was on a team that Honda was backing, which I have written down. Carlin.
Okay.
Was the F2 team he was on, which was also had ties with Honda. And then Red Bull moved to the Honda powertrain, and I think that was a big part of why he got that opportunity to be on AlphaTauri, because they had that Honda relationship.
Think about it. Like, there was on Drive to Survive, they made a big emphasis,
a huge deal
on the fact that Yuki was on a team.
Right. And then, again, it always just goes back to, I feel like in this sport, it's, more about who you know and, what you bring to the table. I don't want to say it's more about, because you have to be talented.
No, you have to be talented, but you could be the top 30. And if you bring more money and whatnot to the table, I think you have a more likely
chance to get there.
And
then, not to jump ahead to Nick DeVries, but, I think he is extremely more talented than even Yuki is.
Yeah.
And Nick DeVries is 27 and he's just about to be in F1.
But he was in Formula E and all of that. Yeah.
Nick DeVries won, we'll jump into that, but he won F2. He won Formula E.
Yeah.
And he still didn't get the opportunity because he doesn't have this Honda tie or whatever it is,
or whatever it is,
any other tie, a crazy tie, but this crazy sponsorship. He's super talented, but he wasn't given that opportunity because there's people that have
the talent
more
plus
to
the
bring
sponsorship
to the table.
Yeah, That's what I'm saying. It's
in a certain way.
You can't just be one-sided. You have to be a very diverse driver all around.
You have to be talented. You have to have the cash. And
I don't even know it's the cash. It's the sponsorships.
It's the sponsorships. Yeah. It's the money.
And you have to be likable.
Right.
Like, no offense, I go back to Latifi. What did Latifi... No,
he likes Nutella, but Nutella did not sponsor him.
That's what I'm saying. Like, no one was bringing, like...
you have to turn your interest into a sponsorship.
No, but I'm just saying, like, because if not, like, what are you going to do? Money, like, the sport is fueled by money. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, the world is fueled by money. Mm-hmm. You know, even if you want to make it a better world, you need money
to do so. That's right. You're right.
So...
But, okay, so...
Is he dating anyone?
We don't know.
You don't know?
No, we don't know. He doesn't talk about it.
Is it more than Logan that's secretive?
No, I think that he's not dating anybody because I didn't even find a hint of a rumor, like, as I did with Logan. Mm-hmm. And there was a reason that I felt like why we don't know Logan's girlfriend's, like, official name.
It was, like
it's not like they have, like, photos together. Which made sense. But with Yuki, like, there's no mention of anybody.
Do you think that's because of the team? Because he was so distracted?
No. I think he's single. I think he's single.
Ready to mingle? Or
I don't know if he's ready to mingle. Maybe.
I mean...
Maybe. I don't think he has a girlfriend at all.
Okay.
He loves food.
Clearly, I mean, I think I knew that before Coda, but in Coda, I think he loves the brisket.
I forgot that he was even talking about it when we watched them on that interview.
The brisket.
Yes. Yeah. But he was referring to brisket as steak, I think. Yes. He was like, they have the best steaks here. And we were like,
what?
I mean, we have good steaks, but like the barbecue.
He was like, yeah, the barbecue, the steak.
The steak barbecue.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
But I mean, he's been on interviews too where they're like it's funny to watch these like compilations because they'll ask all the different drivers, like, what's your like number one goal in life? And 9 out of 10 of them are like, I want to be a world drivers champion, like whatever.
Yes, of course.
And then Yuki gets on and he's like, I want to open a restaurant.
What?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yes. He loves food.
Okay.
Loves food. He wants to open a restaurant.
What kind of restaurant?
I don't know.
A hodgepodge? Or what we would call American? What? Right? Like, because people call American cuisine like just a mixture of like
everything.
Of everything.
Yeah.
So probably he wants to open an American
because I feel like
restaurant.
they travel so much and like he gets to try all this different food like everywhere he goes.
Yeah. I could totally see
that would be kind of amazing.
Like sushi meets Asian meets barbecue meets Italian.
It would be like Loro, kind of.
Yeah, but Loro's not
like
Italian.
Asian.
We got to figure out that piece.
Yeah.
And there's no sushi.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think that would probably be one of the best parts. Like, if I was an F1 driver, I would be most looking forward to, like, eating all the food. Different places. Except
I feel like you can't enjoy it during the season.
No, like, because they keep them on, like, a strict diet and stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But, okay, so we talked about how he loves food. And he was on, like, one of the episodes of Drive to Survive focused on just him. And he was, like, it was totally exactly what you were picturing with him. Like, he's, like, super messy. His room was a hot mess. Like, he's super chaotic. He doesn't want to go to the gym. He doesn't want to work out. He doesn't want to practice.
He's like
he's just there for the... No. He's, like, there for the vibes. No, he's there for the fun.
Literally a teenage boy.
He is.
An American teenage boy.
He is, like, a teen... Like, I feel like he's, like, a teenager. Mm-hmm. He's moody.
Yes.
Yeah. But I don't know. I'm interested to see how he gets along with Nick because him and Pierre had such a good relationship.
They did, but Nick and him seem so different.
They do. Like, Nick seems very, like, mature because I feel like Pierre was, like, kind of immature.
Not immature. I felt like he was middle ground.
He was like he was kind of immature.
No, but he wasn't immature. He wasn't mature. He was just like
he could tolerate it a little bit.
He was like the 23-year-old.
Right. Whereas like Yuki, I feel like is like I think of him as being like
the 16-year-old.
16.
Yeah. Just got my license.
Right.
driving.
And
like
I feel like Nick is like Nick is 27. I feel like he's like fully acts like he's like 35.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like he's like a full adult.
Yeah. Like I'm studying. I'm watching my races.
Right.
And,
like he's like in it. He wants to be successful and like know what's going on. But Yuki's just there for the fun.
Yeah. Yuki's like, I'm a good driver and I have a team. So.
Yeah. And he's like, I just want to eat. It's fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
okay.
Anyway, so we'll see how that goes.
It'll be interesting.
Well, that'll be interesting.
Because I feel like Yuki and Nick, because I feel like Nick is going to bring his Toto style.
Yeah, it's just super buttoned up.
Just very, buttoned up.
That's exactly. But like I do, so moving on to Nick.
Sorry.
I'm super excited for Nick. This is like the intro to Nick. Yeah, I'm excited for him. I feel like I'm going to be a big fan. I know, because he's so short.
No.
He's tiny.
I mean, yes, but there's something about him. He just still has that. Maybe youthful. It's a baby
He does have that. He has one of those faces that looks like a little baby face. Like he's like, could be 12, but at the same time, he's almost 30.
But it's like Leclerc. Leclerc still has like a baby face to me also.
But I don't think Leclerc looks like a child.
No. But I'm just saying like it's a youthful face compared to like other things, you know?
Yeah, because I will say like, you look like a Magnussen.
Yes.
And he's literally 30, and I'm like, oh my god, he's 30? Like, I thought he was, like, 40.
Yes, he's got, like, very mature, like, yeah.
Yeah, he just looks older. Mm-hmm. But so Nick looks super young. This is going to be his first year in F1.
Which I'm nervous for him.
I'm nervous for him. I feel like, I think he's going to do well, though.
I feel like there's a lot of pressure, though.
I don't see him not doing well.
I don't know, though.
I feel like he's going to do well. I think... Hot take, he's gonna do, I don't know if this is a hot take actually, he's gonna do better than Yuki.
Well, yeah, Yuki's always in the wall.
Yeah, and I feel like Nick is too like,
I don't know
practice.
I think there's a lot of pressure, and
there is a lot of pressure. I hope he does
because he's
well.
So calm, cool, collective. Yeah. I don't know if he's gonna be able to live up to the pressure.
Oh.
And like you said, Red Bull is so cutthroat.
Yeah.
Like Red Bull, AlphaTauri, like so cutthroat. So it's either produce or you're gone. And so
I am gonna manifest. I'm gonna light a candle later.
You're gonna light a candle?
I am.
Okay.
I think he's gonna do better than Yuki.
Let's hope. I just hope he doesn't do what like Latifi has done.
No, I don't see that at all for him.
But you never know.
I know. You never know.
I think everybody thought Schumacher was supposed to be like
but see, I think he did okay.
He did okay, but I'm just saying, like, there's so much pressure behind it to produce. And if you don't...
I hope he doesn't get stressed out. I hope he doesn't feel stressed. I mean, he probably does.
Which,
this is
later episode I want to talk about is Schumacher going to carry on the attire that Nick is leaving.
Oh.
The matchy.
The matchy sweater. The sweater vibe with a little wrap around the neck.
Yes. That's my question.
I'm feeling like, yeah. I feel like
but it's
an unspoken thing. I feel like if you are the Mercedes reserve test driver, whatever, and you're hanging out with Toto, and Toto has his sweater, you and have his glasses.
You have your sweater and glasses.
Yes.
Even if you don't need glasses.
Even if you don't use glasses at all. 20/20 vision. You're wearing those, and you have your sweater because, like, it's Toto.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
and you have to do what he says for you to do. I mean, I don't think he says anything.
No, it's the unspoken
But I think you're
rule.
Following the leader.
Rule.
That's right.
That's what I think.
So, anyways, Nick DeVries.
Is he dating anyone?
He is. He is dating somebody.
Okay.
He's dating a model. Her name is Eva.
Oh, gosh.
She's 24. They've been together for like 4 years, though.
Okay,
so I feel good about it.
This is like a legit.
They're like, solid. This is not.
Yes,
this is not a fling. This is not. He just met her or whatever.
Did she fly into his DMs?
I don't know how they met.
Okay,
I don't know how they met. But they're super cute together. I think they're cute. She's super pretty
until he becomes very popular.
Well,
that's the $1 million question. Right. I'm serious. Right. And the pressure of F1.
We'll see how the pressure pressure test that relationship.
We're gonna stick it in the pressure cooker.
I feel positive
and
about
hit
it.
The button and
I feel
see how
positive
it
about
goes.
it. I think they're cute. They've been together for a while. He lives in Monaco. I think
near Leclerc.
I mean, they all look. Most of these people live in Monaco. It's crazy.
Oh, okay. I wonder if it's a tax benefit.
I don't know,
because I feel like it's surely not a track benefit.
No, I think it's just like it's probably a vibe benefit.
A vibe benefit, okay,
of being in Monaco. But okay, so we touched on that. But so Nick won F2 in like 21. I have it written down. 2019, he won F2.
And we saw that on Chasing the Dream, I believe. Yeah.
Yes. And he did not get a seat after that.
Which, that was a year that there wasn't really many open spots.
There wasn't a spot for him. So he ended up going to Formula E.
Okay.
He won Formula E. Mm-hmm. And then he still didn't get a spot.
Okay.
In F1, which again, there wasn't like a whole lot of openings.
Versus this year. I feel
like this year there was like a lot. Like there was a lot of movement. There was a lot of things going on. But so, and we talked about it before, like where he stepped in for Albon, drove for him when he had appendicitis, and he just like scored points. Did a great job.
I mean, I think all you have to do at that point is score points. The second you score points in that situation, like you just sealed your fate of like,
oh yeah,
everybody
but he did a
has
great. I
to
mean,
look
and
at
like
you.
he basically like knew. I think the day of qualifying, that like in the morning, that he was going to drive for qualifying, and then he was also basically going to drive in the race, and he just made it happen.
He just like
he didn't choke,
put his head down, focus. Exactly.
He didn't choke. He didn't stress out. Like he was like, just did it. And so after that, I was like, if this kid does not have a seat tomorrow, next year, I'm like, that's an injustice. Like really, it is. And then you have like a Latifi or whoever, like they need to swap him out.
Yeah,
he needs an opportunity.
Yeah. Well, and even if it's for a season, you're still better off at least trying it. And then, like, if Latifi was your person, you could go back a year later.
Right. But
I don't think
Latifi's
Latifi's your person.
No, he's not it.
Yeah.
Sorry. But anyways, I think I'm looking forward to him. I think he's going to be good.
I think it's going to be
I'm excited for him.
I can't wait to see him also in the pit. Like, what's his demeanor? Is he? Because
I feel like he's super sweet and like just calm.
I know, but that's one race.
Yeah,
when you're going through a full season and like all the intensity and all of that, that's when I think you'll really see.
I feel like he's like a nice guy. I talk about it like I know him.
I know.
I don't know him.
That's what I'm saying. I can't wait to see like where that ends up.
So okay, did you see when Mercedes like delivered him to AlphaTauri?
Yes, where
on
they
the dolly.
On the
like
dolly,
I feel like he's down
up.
for a good time. Like he was up to doing that. Yeah. He didn't like throw a fight. He wasn't like, this is ridiculous. I look like an idiot. Like he was.
Would?
Yeah, like he's not a diva.
No, he's
like
not
he's
a
like
diva.
a totally like.
Or it doesn't seem that way.
No, he doesn't seem like that at all. Like I think he's like up for a good time.
Mm-hmm. I think it's cool.
I'm looking forward to him.
I'm interested to see him.
Yeah, for sure. I do have something interesting about his sister.
Oh God.
Which, right, it's like, why am I talking about his sister? But I found this to be super intriguing. So he's got a sister. Her name is Seychelles, which I think is a great name.
Seychelles, like
sea? Like the island. Like, isn't that like an island chain of islands? The Seychelles.
I have no idea. Where is this?
Hold on, I gotta Google.
Sounds like it's in Europe somewhere.
God, why do I want to say it's like off the coast of Africa?
Africa.
That could totally be wrong. Hold on. I'm also not good at geography. It's fine.
Seychelles. Please hold. Africa?
Seychelles is the smallest African country. It is African.
Oh my gosh.
Africa. You heard it here first. I know geography. Oh my God. I'm shocked.
I am
shocked
too.
And intrigued.
Like Seychelles. I was just thinking of what's that saying? Like Sally sees seashells by the seashore.
Sally sells seashells by the seashore. Okay, so his sister.
Okay.
Her name is Seychelles.
Seychelles. Okay.
And
African
I believe it's his
country.
Right. I believe it's his younger sister.
Okay.
I didn't write that down. Anyways, she has dated both George Russell and Max Verstappen.
And
Nick
now
DeVries.
she's dating. Oh, sorry.
No,
it's
Nick DeVries' sister.
Sister.
But she has dated George, and she's also dated Max. So she dated Max first.
Before Max is dating
Kelly Piquet.
Yeah, which is
For sure.
so-and-so's baby daddy.
Right. Right. So in 2016, she dated Max.
I don't know what's worse. Max's girlfriend or Nick's sister?
Oh, God.
I don't know.
I feel like the fact that Max is dating an ex-Red Bull driver who has a child with his current girlfriend is worse than
Nick's
you used to date.
Girlfriend just dating people.
Well, it's Nick's sister.
Nick's sister
Used to date Max.
Yeah, and
because there's a child.
George. Well, yeah, it essentially. Well,
yeah,
but it only takes one.
It's true. But so when George first joined F1,
okay,
Nick DeVries' sister was his girlfriend.
Okay, when he was at Williams.
Yes.
Okay. Which I get, right? Because it's a small circle.
It is a small circle. It's a very small circle.
Like,
and all of these guys knew each other because they were in F2 and like their families are around and whatever. And so they all know each other for years and years, but I just find that to be interesting. I'm like, okay.
No, me too. And now I'm like,
and then I'm like, as if I'm Nick,
how do I feel?
How do I feel about that?
It depends on the relationship with Nick and his sister.
Hold on.
Uh-oh. Alex is going... We're going from the script to the sticky note. Not even script, the notes.
I have sticky notes. I am like that meme of the person that has like all the sticky notes with like the little strings.
Oh, yeah. And like the person's like all around their computer.
Trying to get all these relationships together. So, I don't think that... Well, I know that Nick doesn't have beef with Max because they were very publicly like, oh my God, like Max was like supporting him. They're both Dutch, whatever.
Yeah, but Max is Max.
Yeah.
Max says a lot of things in public and then does.
And he's two-faced.
Yeah.
It's fine. But
it's very clear at the end of the season.
Nick is also friends with George or follows George on Instagram, so it's fine. We think it's fine. And, well, George doesn't follow his sister anymore on Instagram because George has a girlfriend.
And maybe the girlfriend does not feel good about that.
Yeah, and George's current girlfriend, Carmen, is literally flawless. Like, she's
always the one that you're showing me her outfits, right?
Her outfits are fantastic. She's great. Her hair looks great. She's great.
It's like Leclerc's ex.
I like Carmen better.
I know you did not like Leclerc's ex's outfit at Coda.
No.
Remember you were like the red on red.
The red on red. The two reds didn't match. It's like not matching your black pants with your black top.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Inexcusable.
Inexcusable.
Fashion rules. No. And as I say that with this hat on, that I'm pretty sure looks ridiculous, but it's fine.
No, I love it.
Okay, so the only other things I wanted to say about Nick. Okay. We already talked about his great relationship with Toto. And the sweaters and the whole vibe that they have going. But I was interested to find out that Nick used to be managed by Lewis's dad, Anthony.
I could see that.
Used to manage Nick when he was a junior driver. And then recently, Lewis took Nick skydiving.
I could totally see that,
which I thought was cute.
Because
and Angela was there, too.
All of the Mercedes
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's all intertwined,
right.
I feel like.
Right. So I think they all have a good relationship. So my hope is that he does well. And Red Bull, AlphaTauri, that whole group doesn't, like, chew him up and spit him out. But I feel like if they do...
Oh, Mercedes is going to be there.
Again, Toto, caring, supportive.
Yeah.
Father.
Yeah.
is going to be like, come back home.
Come back home. We'll find a place for you.
It's fine. We're going to make it work.
Yeah.
It's fine.
No, I totally agree. I would agree with that
statement.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
So AlphaTauri. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I had way more opinion for Williams than I did for AlphaTauri.
I know.
But maybe it's just because they're like the even keel. I don't know.
Yeah.
Is that bad?
Yeah. No, I agree though. But I'm like, I don't know if there's much more to say about them, really. Yeah.
So what do we have? What do we have next? What are we leading into?
So next we have Haas. Yeah. And then we have Haas is going to be interesting.
I feel like Haas is going to be a great conversation.
Yeah.
Like there's
there's so many different personalities that are going on with that. And then we have oh my god, see, like I'm looking at my notes and I have like a lot of notes for us.
Exactly. Drum roll, please.
Right. And then we have Aston Martin.
Oh gosh. Or not Logan. Lance.
He's just derpy. Sorry.
He gives me vampire vibes. We'll talk about that
more.
We'll
talk about that. He like definitely does. There's something
Twilight.
there. There's something there. I read that comment that you added to the notes and I was like, that's it.
It's Twilight. It's like
I didn't know.
You don't really know what's off with him.
But there's something off, and it's because he's related to Edward Cullen.
Yes. Like, yes. I'm like, I know we talked about George having vampire vibes.
Yes.
George is like cute teenage vampire vibes.
Right.
Lance
what is that? It's like I dated a vampire or something. Do you know what I'm talking about? No. Okay. No. George is like the innocent vampire.
Yeah. Lance is like the secretive,
he's like coming for your
sulky, neck. Like, yes, but he doesn't want to come for your neck, but he can't help it.
Yes. Yeah. It's interesting. It's going to be interesting. But yeah, so we have that. And then we have the rest of the whole, like, we have all these other teams.
Beginning. Like, the very, very small beginning.
I'm like, oh, man, we talk too much. This is too much. But it's great.
Yeah. All right. On to another evening and another taping.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye.
Adios.
This is Editing Alex again, and I promise we're going to do a better job of doing intros and outros on these episodes. But I wanted to quickly say thank you for listening, and you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, anywhere you find your podcasts or listen to your podcasts. And we're also on Instagram at Queens of the Paddock. So thank you, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.